Yo, what's up, folks? Y'all know what it is. This is Mr. Twice, and this is Twice Talk. I lied, thinking twice. But you know, Twice gonna be talking. We were WGN Radio. Make sure you stay tuned, man. We are having a good time today. And every time we have a good time, we always gonna learn something real good. So, since we're learning, and everybody has their feet up, actually, you should have your feet up. Make sure you don't be doing nothing crazy. Drink your water, stay healthy, stay hydrated, elevated, and motivated. You dig? Yeah, water all around the place. But what we got here for you today is something you may have never heard before. I didn't hear about it, so I had to do a little bit of research, but I wanted to share some of the knowledge that I have for you guys. And the first thing we got to do is, because we got to split these up, because to make stuff add together, you got to spread it. You dig? So, first thing you got to talk about is our morals. How's everybody's morals holding up? You know, your morals holding up good?
I'm doing all right.
Morals holding up good?
Twice, you may want to let people know before you start throwing out these oxymorons, like what the premise of the show is. If they're a first-time listener, we might have some COVID quarantiners.
You're
first-timers.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I'm being super rude.
No.
Rude,
I think you're excited. That's okay.
You can be rude when you're excited.
I've been there.
For sure. Well, what we like to do, man, is we like to, what I always like to do is bring back values to the things that are timeless. Now, I'm going to give you like an oxymoron, things that don't make sense. And a lot of times when they don't
somebody called me an oxymoron once, and I didn't know, but now it's a good thing if I'm an oxymoron?
Oxymoron?
No, it was an oxymoron.
Oxymoron.
Yeah. Is that not the same thing?
Almost like a buffalo.
Yeah. They said you're an oxymoron, and I was like, oh, so is that cool?
I'm gonna have to work on that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not sure.
We'll answer that another time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they meant that as a compliment.
Oh,
but they did notice you. So you stood out for sure. But, what we like to do, man, is we like to take oxymorons, explain them for you. Now, this is a psychology term. And the psychology term is moral imagination. Now, you're thinking like, man, how can your imagination have morals? Hopefully it does. Because if it doesn't, we got to have another conversation. But first thing we got to talk about is your morals. And if you don't know what your morals is those ethical things, your values, things that make you relevant, things that you believe in, things that you stand firm on. And when you stand firm on them and you believe in them, we call them your morals. They've been set in you since, day one, since ever you was a young kid. Sometimes this might be working hard. Sometimes it might be always being honest. Sometimes it may even be just, hit somebody back that hits you. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Yeah, that's somebody's morals as well. So there also come in lessons. Do you agree?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
So, and especially when it's concerning to being right, developed on a story, a piece of information, or an experience. That's where we get those from. Mm-hmm. Now, when we're thinking of a relationship, because this is a singles network,
right?
And we're always thinking about how to build better relationships. Even relationships have morals.
100%. And I think that it depends on who you're in a relationship with that dictates that level of morals, right? And what might be morally okay to some people might not be morally okay with other people. That's how we get to the term ethical non-monogamy, right?
Yeah.
Right? Versus cheating, right?
Yeah.
You're not cheating if you've told your partner, hey,
I'm a cheater.
Kind of, right? I'm non-monogamous. And they say, cool, I'm non-monogamous too. Cool, let's have this, right?
Yeah.
It's not, there may be a level of abuse that somebody might experience in bed, but if your partner says to you, throw a brick at me while we're having sex, well, that's not abuse anymore, is it? That's a different set of morals.
It's entertainment.
Right.
If you like bricks being tossed at you during your ravishing times, call me. Now,
and that was the last time we saw David on the show. But he did get a lot of dates.
Look, but so some of the morals that are super popular within, our relationships: honesty, just, loyalty, trustworthy, being humble. We had that conversation a couple weeks ago.
We did.
Respectful, self-control. Now, when you're thinking about some of these morals, to me, they all are different, and not so much, not just different between them one another, but different amongst different people, because some people have a little bit more trustworthy, or they want to, make sure that you stand on your word. Like,
right.
If you say you're going to do something, do it. And that means the world to them.
Yeah.
And some people really appreciate self-control, like, because, you may be hanging around a bunch of celebrities, or, you may be dating a model. Yep. And the model you're dating is always around other models. And you may be the only guy or the only gal, the only opposite sex in the room.
Right.
And then she may have to leave. They may have to do this, that, and the third. Then everyone's looking at you.
Right.
Yeah. So you need that self-control. And some people value that as well. But there's one thing that I think is the most controversial when it comes to those morals.
Okay.
And I'd probably say it would be loyalty.
Okay.
Now, because everyone has their different versions of being loyal. Now, some people are, first off, people are loyal to their self and their happiness. That comes first.
Yep.
Now, with a woman, fellas, I'm sorry, you can never be a woman's happiness. If you are, make sure you keep her, and make sure you keep her happy, because number one, women are loyal to their happiness. Shout out landlord, he ended up dropping that one for me. And then the moment they are not happy no more and they realize it, they're gonna outweigh those pros and cons and kick you to the curb, man. And now you gotta find you a whole nother happiness.
Yep.
So that loyalty is key. Now, it's important to discuss with your partner, the personality, or, it's important to discuss with your partner what they value and what they don't.
Okay.
So, like, with the loyalty, like, every personality is different. I kind of mentioned this to you the other day. I don't think flirting is cheating. And some people even feel like there's more than one way to cheat. There's just not physical cheatings. Like, some people think if you make my girl laugh too much,
right?
So, and that just falls into the fact of what that person's moral is, or some of the experiences they had, because they feel like they're losing the tension, or they feel like they're getting on the back burner. They're not gonna have all of her heart or mind, or any of that. Oh.
Well, see, so I think it comes back to it's the same conversation, right? So if you're gonna hit somebody in bed, that's either abuse or it's wanted, right? So if I throw a brick at you because you want me to throw a brick at you during intimate times, and that's okay, then that's okay. But you dictate your level of morality, right? So I'll give you a great example. So we talk about my special human all the time. We have a pretty strict rule. We have some pretty strict rules of engagement. Okay. And the reason is because we're both really attractive people.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
We're both really attractive. I maintain she's more attractive than I am. She might say otherwise. But
you guys fight over.
Yeah. We're also very magnetizing, and we draw in other people, and we don't realize we're doing it. And we don't realize that we've got that attention until the attention's over. Right. So we've had very, very unique conversations where I say that I would never have with another partner, where I say that's not cool with me, when it really kind of is cool with me, but I know it wouldn't be cool on the other end. And I know the implication when she gives people attention, they think it's more than what it is. So I don't need that crap in my life. So we just have this strict look. If the other person's not comfortable with it, you just drop it. Right. Now, there are other relationships that I've been in, and maybe you've been in, where somebody can flirt with your girl and it's totally fine. Maybe it's even a turn on to know that she's getting that attention, as long as she's bringing it home to you. right? And not only do you dictate that level of morality, but you and your partner have to come up with, it's kind of like
Doesn't it add like spice to your life, man?
It depends on the partner.
Okay.
Right. So with my current partner, no, right? Because I don't want anybody flirting with her.
Nobody.
Right.
Not even looking.
Exactly. And it's just a level of loyalty that I have. But it's kind of like
Don't look at his girl, y'all.
Right. What's the rule? So the federal speed limit, right, doesn't outweigh the local speed limit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So if the federal speed limit's 70 miles per hour, but your village speed limit is 35 miles per hour, you got to go 35 miles per hour, right? Yeah. And that's the same thing with all laws. So like if federal says you can't smoke weed, but the local says you can, then you go with the local, right? It's the same thing here, right? If you're with your partner and one partner says, well, I'm cool with you got to see my hands. I'm cool with this level of, flirting. And you say, all right, cool. I'm cool with only this level of flirting. You got to go with the bottom level, right? Because if your partner's okay with one thing and you're okay with something significantly lower, you got to go with the lowest common denominator on that, right? That's your level of morality. Otherwise, you're off letting that happen, and that's okay to let that happen. Everyone can be their own person, but if it disagrees with your level of morality, there's an imbalance there.
It's almost like, and it's the expectation you have with the situation as well.
Yeah, and that's where I think your imagination comes into it, right? So we're not necessarily upset with the fact that somebody's flirting or making my girl laugh. I could really care less. Right. In fact, I personally, and you know what I think about, I don't think you're able to get all of your love from one person. I think we could try, right? You can't get all of your fulfillment from one person, right?
And if you try to, you're setting that person up for failure.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of pressure on one person, right? So there's a reason I come hang out with my boys. There's a reason that I have friends. There's a reason I have family, right? So I'm cool with my girl getting a laugh at somebody. That's totally cool, right? What winds up happening?
A laugh with.
Yeah. What tends to happen is your imagination takes over and you start filling in the gaps. That's where anxiety comes into play. And you go, wait, is that dude funny to me? She always says she likes funny guys.
Here's the thing. This is what you got to do.
Yeah.
My guy put me on this the other day.
Okay.
He said, if your girl laughs at a dude's joke, okay? If your girl laughs at a dude's joke, ladies, if your guy laughs at another girl's joke, write that down. Know you got it down. Put it in your back pocket. Wait about a month and a half, 2 months. If she don't laugh when you say it again, they're cheating.
Now that's good.
They're like, that means it wasn't that it was funny, it's that they were trying to get them.
It wasn't that funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, go ahead and take that to the bank, man.
What's funny too is I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny. I think I've been getting that too sometimes, So
you say
Yeah, I think people laugh at my jokes because they were like into me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not that funny.
I think that's exactly how it goes. So Kristen says, as female, I'll say that I expect women to try my guy, but his response is very important. He doesn't have to immediately bite their head off, but I do expect a very simplistic, stern response for him to that female. And I expect him to tell this other female he isn't interested and he is involved. And then she keeps trying and I get to talk to her. Oh,
interesting. So what do you think about that?
As far as what do I think about her stepping in or the guy ending up cutting short?
I don't know. What do you think about all of it?
Okay, so
what Kristen is saying, Kristen's a listener. She's a sweet, special human in my life. What Kristen's basically saying to you is she fully expects people to try her man.
Absolutely.
And it's her man's obligation
to
firmly shoot it down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she said firmly.
Firmly.
Yes.
Okay, so what are your thoughts?
Or stern.
Sternly.
Stern is the word.
Sternly. Okay. I've been in that situation.
Now, It depends upon the level of that she came at you. Maybe if she wasn't disrespectful, you can be like, I'm spoken for. That's how I've said that several times. I'm already spoken for,
Yep.
Now if it
If
continues,
they keep trying.
then you're like, so, you can still be like that.
Yeah.
You're like, so, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I mean, just put it like that. But
there comes a point too where how many times do you say? So we had a guy before you and I had done our show. I had a guy by the name of Blake Banner come on our show. This guy,
that's a good name.
Great name. This guy's boss, dude. He's a total boss. And I didn't know he was married. I didn't know he was married with kids. Dude, good looking dude, tall. What's that?
Don't pull.
Oh. Yeah, tall, big dude. And he would do that. He would say, I appreciate that. I appreciate you as a human, but I'm spoken for. Now, men and women both do this, right? There's no gender issue here. But the woman would come back sometimes and say, well, are you being taken care of? Right? Now, to me, that's a level of disrespect already.
Yeah.
I know you think you're just asking a simple question, but we both know the implication is I'm not being taken care of.
Right.
And whether I'm being taken care of or I'm not, really none of your business.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I am taken care of, I'm taken care of. And if I'm not taken care of,
the juice. If you get that question, I'll tell him. I'll tell him I'm spoken for.
Happens to me too.
Oh.
It happens to me too. Oh, is she taking care of you?
Yeah.
But are you happy? Well, look, whether I'm happy or I'm not happy that particular day is none of your business, right? Because if I'm happy, I'm happy, and if I'm not happy, it's just a Tuesday, right? Because you're gonna have fights, you're gonna have
everybody's gonna get on your nerves.
Yeah.
Bob Marley said it the best.
What did he say?
He said, "Everybody's gonna hurt you, and it's just about the ones that are worth putting up with."
Oh, worth being hurt for, right? So I do think that's an issue when somebody continues to press and continues to press that.
So Lauren says, if a woman's trying your man in front of you, then that means she don't see you, sis. And if he denies her and she keeps trying, that means he ain't say it isn't serious enough.
Right. And I think that's a firm disrespect to the female or to the male, right? That's on
that whole situation.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. I keep
all good.
Power cord. So I think that whether it's a male or a female being hit on, if you're not saying it firm enough, if you're not saying, and this was an issue that almost destroyed a relationship that was very important to me, and I was stupid back then, and I would say, no, you know what? I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Now I'm of a different type of human because I also run a female magazine. So I would come back and say, well, they're readers, they're followers, they're whatever. Yeah. And my partner at the time said, I don't really care because you'll find more readers. And if they're reading because you're flirting with them, guess what? They're the wrong readers, right? So I think at some point you do have to make a decision. Somebody's going to get hurt. Is it going to be the person I'm in love with, or is it
going to be the stranger?
Or the stranger, exactly.
That's solid, and that's super solid. So I'm gonna go back to loyalty and how to almost recognize it.
Okay.
All right. So now, for those that really don't know how to find somebody that is loyal, and I read this. In fact, I made this up myself. I said, if she don't know, and I posted it the other day. If she don't know how to be bored, you can't wife her.
If she doesn't know how to be bored,
you can't wife her.
What does that mean?
Like, if she doesn't know how to sit at the house and doesn't know how to just be bored, she is always going to succumb to temptation.
Oh, okay.
All the time, no matter what.
Okay.
And anytime one of her fantasies comes up or something that she's just thought about, or, if her imagination gets to running, and that imagination runs right into temptation, and then it could lead to some litigation.
Okay, I dig that.
No, yeah, find you a partner that doesn't mind being bored with you, because it's always not going to be laughs and giggles. Sometimes you might just have to wait home until your man or your woman come back, and that's going to be that for sure. Now, imagination, one of my favorite words in the entire English language. Now, have you ever looked up the definition of imagination? We spoke about this.
No.
Now, if you guys never looked up the definition of imagination, you most definitely have to, because this will give you an idea and let you know exactly.
Did you read what Lauren said? Lauren says that means she don't know how to sit her ass down. She's going to cheat on you when she's not being occupied.
Exactly. She got to know how to be bored.
Is that one of your friends, or is that just somebody who came up? All right. So you want me to read you the definition of imagination?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Okay.
Okay. So imagination is the faculty or action of forming new ideas or images or concepts of external objects not present to the senses. Oh.
Yes.
I love my imagination, but I love it even more now that it's been defined like that.
Right. Having thoughts, concepts, and ideas that are not present to your senses. That is key. And now, with that being said, for you to have that imagination, you don't want it to run off like that.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Especially if the engine behind your imagination is your insecurities. Mm-hmm. Imagine the places that it's going to go.
Well, there's a difference, I think, between imagination and anxiety, but they're closely related, right? Really? Do you want to hit your break? It's about 20 minutes. Take a quick break.
All right. Hey, we're going to be right back. It's WGSN, baby. All right, hey, we right back in, this Thinking Twice, with Mr. Twice. And I got my dog, Chris the Dean. Oh, yeah, he's over here. I got the producer over here, JB over here. Now, and Cece, she over here making everything happen. You gotta make sure. But we were talking about imagination before we went to our break. And because we ended up splitting up moral and imagination, and then we're going to figure out what they are as a whole. Now, imagination, we've already just defined it as having thoughts, ideas, or concepts not present to the senses or bringing them to life. Now, Einstein, he said that imagination is more important than knowledge.
100% agree.
You would agree with that?
100%. Especially now, we're of this era where knowledge, information,
Hello, everyone. Looks like we're having a little bit of difficulties, so if you just hang on here with us for a moment, hopefully we'll get this fixed. Let me just send him a message. Okay. All right. Looks like he popped off for a minute, so hopefully he will just pop right back on. Here he is. Hey, there we go.
So sorry.
No, it happens. That's the way internet is, but it's live.
I got like 17 phones on my Wi-Fi, 3 TVs, a couple other stuff, some Xboxes.
I know exactly. Well, hey guys, I'm Cece. I'm the one behind the scenes, and I'm going back behind the scenes.
That's the girl.
Thank you, Cece. Cece's the best.
Love. So sorry before I was rudely interrupted by my lack of
loyalty.
Lack of loyalty
from your internet.
You feel me? Lack of loyalty. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give them a call, man, and let them know, because my imagination got to running real wild for a minute. Now, back to that Einstein quote. You said you were speaking about how Einstein, or your comment, Einstein said knowledge isn't as important as imagination these days.
Yeah,
and you said you'd agree with that.
100%. So it used to be, sorry, I was trying to actually do a live watch party where I'm watching too. But apparently, because my it like wouldn't let me mute you all the way. So anyway, so it used to be this, right? It used to be that we would say, look, knowledge is the key to everything, right? Like if you can find out that information, right? And if you have that information or you've created that information, then you are the wealthiest person, right? That's not the way it is anymore. Now, the key, the true brilliance and the true way to create wealth is not so much to find the information, because I mean, unless you're creating data, that's super important, right? Yeah. Once that data becomes public knowledge, though, not so exciting. What now we use to create brilliance and then otherwise create wealth is problem solving, right? And problem solving is done through what?
Imagination.
Right?
You sure hit it on the nail on the head. Now, there's several different types of imagination. Now, I would like to do a totally different series of shows based upon these. Now, I'm going to read off a couple. There's a intellectual or constructive imagination, imaginative fantasy. You have an emotional imagination, strategic imagination, which would be problem solving, memory reconstruction, dreams, empathy. There's several different types of imagination. Now, the way to access them, yeah, you're going to have to stay tuned for that one. Don't worry about it. But with it, and you know, like I said, going solo, we talking about singles and dating and relationships, and having an imagination can be all fine and dandy, yet there's always thorns with the rose. So you got to be careful with that imagination, because if you have an overactive imagination, it could be devastating. Now, like I said, I kind of said it earlier, if your imagination is ran by your insecurities, it could lead down that rabbit hole, go down Alice in Wonderland, and you're going to run into all the personalities. And did you guys notice that there was every type of person in Alice in Wonderland?
What do you mean? Tell me about that. I don't know Alice in Wonderland.
There was every single character trait. There was the crackhead. There was the guy that...
That's a character trait? That's a character trait? Crackhead?
Okay.
All right. We grew up very differently.
The one addicted to that, the one that has addicted.
An addicted personality.
Right. Okay. So we call them crackheads.
Yeah.
He said we grew up very different. Then you have the one that wants to always be in control. We have the one that's always trying to move behind and be passive aggressive. You have the Mad Hatter with the one that was crazy. You had Alice, the one that was trying to that was ignorant to everything.
Yeah.
You're naive. Yes. You had the caterpillar who was just super chill. He was high all the time. Like, there was literally every single type of character trait in there. And when you go down into Alice in Wonderland, if you that imagination, you might find every single one of those people within you. So you don't want that to happen, because you got to stand firm on those morals, you know. Now, fellas.
What are you looking at me for? Damn.
Fellas. Now let me look into the camera. Fellas, if you're about to approach that girl, I don't want your overactive imagination telling you something that you don't really see happening. So, because if you don't got the juice, man, don't tell yourself you got the juice, man. I'm just trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you out. But the imagination side of the moral imagination all comes together into one specific totality. Now, the first guy that ever came up with moral imagination was Russell Kirk. Now, he kind of went off on the deep end with it, and a lot of people ended up making it a little more simpler. So if you really want to know the origins of what Russell Kirk ended up thinking of, yeah, go check him out. But there was a philosopher by the name of Mark Johnson, and the way that he defined moral imagination.
So this has been defined before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the way that he defined
I just thought he was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I thought you were crazy.
No, he's a philosopher.
No, I thought you were crazy.
Man, I I call it controlled chaos, man.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And it's like bumper cars. You know, you really can't control what goes on, but you're going to only have bumper cars in this place.
That's true. My life right now.
Yeah. Controlled chaos. Man, ain't we all, man. So the guy, Mark Johnson, he said it means envisioning a full range of possibilities in a particular situation in order to solve an ethical challenge. Johnson emphasizes that acting morally often requires more than just strength of character. So what does that mean? I mean, when you see a situation, your girl's out, you know, or that person is, you know, keeps hitting on your girl, or the person keeps hitting on your man. You have to think about every scenario before you get to acting. Now, maybe your boyfriend or your girlfriend's entertaining it. Maybe they are exes. You know, you have.
Well, so now, first of all, before I comment, can we recognize what is that wonderful scent that you have going on in the space?
Oh, we got a little bit of vanilla.
You got some vanilla?
Yeah.
Oh, it smells better than vanilla.
Yeah.
It smells like if vanilla made a baby with a rainbow. That's what this smells like.
We
also
have a little bit of lavender going on.
Oh, that's what it is. I sleep to lavender. So give me a thunderstorm and some lavender. I don't care what. I don't care if you're like, it's a zombie apocalypse. I'm like, lavender,
wake me up an hour.
Lavender thunderstorm. What, baby? Okay. You take my house? Okay. Right?
He said, play the lavender. He's going to sleep like a baby.
Done. So you got some. So here's the issue, right? If your girl or guy is entertaining that conversation, that's not an external problem. That's an internal problem. That's a problem between you and your human.
Right.
And so I don't have to have a conversation with that dude, right? Because I'm gonna have a conversation with my girl and say, why does he feel so comfortable continuing this with you?
Well, see, you're already thinking morally.
Right. But at the same point, wait a minute. But the con to that is my imagination has already just put two and two together that maybe weren't there, right? This guy could be an aggressive guy. This guy could be a guy who just doesn't take no for an answer. Now I'm blaming. Now I've got a communication issue with my girl. Now my girl and I are fighting. It's exactly what this dude wants, right? So here's the thing. But as long as you and your partner, guy, girl, unicorn, turtle, I don't care who you are, if y'all are on the same page and y'all have no secrets and y'all communicate, then it's as simple as, like me and you, for example. I could tell. So if I were single, right, and you and I went to the club, right, and we actually had this kind of scenario, right? There's a girl at the bar or whatever. Now I know I don't have to say anything to you, right? If that's the girl that you want to talk to, now obviously there's consent on both sides. She wants to talk to you, or she wants to talk to me, right? If that's the girl you want to talk to and she wants to talk to you, I don't have to step in, right? I
may need you to pull a buddy pass for me, you know. We might be able to do the shy guy technique.
Right. But if that girl and I have already had some sort of flirtatious, like a little, you know, like the straw thing or the eye thing.
What if she's drunk?
Well, that's a totally different ballgame.
Totally different.
Because then the consent isn't there, and I say neither of us approach her. Why don't we get this young lady a water, put her in an Uber, and send her home? Right?
Okay.
But
what a gentleman.
Well, thank you, and I've done that before.
Yeah.
But let's say there's consent on both sides. There's some eye contact, a little straw licking, something like that. And now you step in, right? You step in and you talk. That's a communication issue with you and I, right? I don't have to I'm not going to get upset with her because I'm going to get upset with you. You should have known better.
So wait, time out. So if she's looking at you, doing the straw in the eye wings, but then she walks by me and grabs my ass.
Yeah.
What would that be then?
I'm not upset with her. What kind of loyalty does she have to me? I don't know her from a hole in the wall. I got a problem with you loyally.
But she hit on me. She's hitting on both of us.
Yeah, but if you take the bait knowing, because you and I, don't forget, in this scenario, you and I are the team, right? I'm taking this out of the relationship. I'm taking this into a relationship with you and I. You and I are boys, right? If you and I are in that scenario and you take that bait, right? I'm not upset with her because she's kind of playing the field. She doesn't know either of us. I'm upset with you because you took that on knowing that I started to feel a little way about this person.
Lauren
Right.
says that means she wants both of us.
Well, that's not really how I play the game.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you, because if that ball's in the air, whoever comes down with it, I'm cheering for you because you got the touchdown. I'm gonna go ahead and cheer for you, boss.
But it's the same situation, right? So if your girl or your guy or your unicorn or whatever you're talking to, if there's a community, you need to be on the same page at all times with your partner, right? And as long as you're on the same page with your partner, see, I have no issue stepping in if a guy is being aggressive with my girl because I know,
right? Yeah,
right. That means she isn't thinking he just wants some. Yeah, it's fair. So I have no issue if somebody's going to continuously hit on my girl. I know my girl's pretty loyal. Now my girl could say to this guy, "Look, step off." She could say it in a way that eggs him on a little bit because she likes to fight, but she certainly doesn't like to lead people on.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If your girl is flirting with a guy to get her and her girls drinks at the club, is that cheating?
It's a good question, man. I would say in my situation, I could buy my girl drinks. So I would say, here's 100. Why don't you keep your eyes on your drink, right? You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Now, I've been in relationships where I'm cool with it, and they're cool with it. Now, I know my girl specifically would not want me flirting with another woman at the bar,
right? Because
she wants that loyalty to remain in house.
Yeah.
So if you want me to be loyal, then you've got to be loyal. Now, if you're going to let loose a little bit, I've always said I think it's kind of cool. I've never really done this, and I don't know if me and my girl would probably get home fighting, you know. But I've always said, let's go to the bar, sit on opposite sides of the bar for an hour, and see who approaches who, and let's rate who approaches who.
I think that'd be a fun experiment.
It'd be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
Except the problem is,
you guys would beat each other.
We would kill each other, right? Because we're jealous. Because we are so like, oh, I want you so bad. I just want you all the time, right? And maybe that'll die off. Maybe it's a honeymoon phase, right? But if she's in a situation where she feels she needs to get somebody to flirt to buy her drinks, all she's got to do is send me a flirty text, and I will Venmo her, and she could go get drinks.
Now, is jealousy a form or not a form?
Is it healthy?
When you're thinking of moral imagination, is it healthy for your moral imagination?
I think that there's a certain level of jealousy that's okay. I'll say this. I'll say that me and my girl are in a great spot. I will say that I think we are a little too jealous because we're new and because we're back in, you know.
We're gonna get you, Lauren. Don't
yeah,
even
so
worry.
I see Lauren too. I think we have a level of jealousy that's a little it's on the slightly high side, right? But we're new to each other. We've had a long history of knowing each other. We're back in action, right? So I think that a certain level of jealousy is okay. I think once you get to an unhealthy level, I think you've got to question your own security. And I think that she and I, just because we're such attractive humans and we love each other so much, that we've got a little bit of insecurity because we don't know if we're enough for that other person. But in time, that should wane off. In time, we'll know that we're enough for that other person, right? So that level of jealousy will wane down a little bit.
So when you that's a great question. So
what did Lauren say? Lauren said some good stuff. What'd she say?
She wants to be
Lord, bring me on the show. What did she say?
So when you think about moral imagination is pretty much figuring out all of the options that's going to happen before you make your decision.
Okay.
In a nutshell. So do you think jealousy tightens that circle or that view of everything that can happen in a situation?
Give me that one more time.
So moral imagination pretty much in a nutshell is Lauren says, let me see this guy.
What, she wants to see the dean?
You want to see the dean?
Okay. What's going on? I'm trying to for the apocalypse. I'm trying to keep this a little long. You know what I'm saying?
So
and if I have one more jar of peanut butter, I'm dead. I've been eating peanut butter for like weeks.
Man, I was gonna let you leave with some.
You gonna bring me some peanut butter?
Yeah.
I'm running low. Now she says if she's in the relationship. So now a couple people said, Lauren said to you, I want to make sure I keep you on track. Lauren said to you that if she's flirting to get drinks, I got to question you.
Got to question me.
Yeah, I got to question the guy at home.
Okay.
So
why, how?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's a question.
That's a great. So if she has to question me about if she's flirting,
well, so I think Lauren's saying, as an outsider, if your girl is out flirting for drinks, then I need to question you, the man.
Yeah.
So I think what she's implying is that if she's looking for that feeling, you're not giving her that feeling, and that could be. And I think that, you know, we have to keep in mind that there are an infinite amount of relationships, right?
Yes.
So I'm watching this Tiger King. You watch this Tiger Kings?
Have not.
You guys gotta watch. You watching this?
I've heard about
I'm not hip to it.
It's bad. It's not good.
It's
not good. But I think he's if I gather it's now, I work while I watch TV, so I don't even know if I got this all right. But I think he's bisexual, polyamorous. So he's got multiple husbands, and I think maybe a couple wives, I believe, or he could just be gay. I don't know, but I know he's got multiple husbands.
Yeah, I ain't seen that one.
Yeah. So polyamory is cool, right? Open relationships also cool, right? It's okay to say that ethically, I'm not getting everything I want from this partner, so I'm going to bring in more partners. But if you have consigned yourself to monogamy, and then you're going out and flirting, I do see a problem with that.
Okay.
Unless there's a kink involved, right? If there's a kink involved where I say, hey, cool, go out, get your flirt on, get your drinks on, do that, and then come home and bring it home to Papa, or however I'm going to say it.
See,
that's cool too.
I don't get jealous no more, man. Literally, I've had jealousy ripped out of my chest, trampled on, spat on, put in the garbage disposal, and then escorted out with a pistol.
Wow.
That's where my jealousy is.
Now, do you think your jealousy will ever come back if you meet somebody who makes you jealous? See, I think that everyone's got different relationships. So I'm not a jealous person, but with my special human, I'm a jealous person.
I'll tell you a story about it after, but to say the least, I kept my girl. Matter of fact, I had a girlfriend in college.
Yeah.
A couple of my buddies liked her. I let her hang out with my buddies, and then when she came back to me, I had a meal cooked for her.
You did what?
I had a meal cooked for her.
Okay, good for you. That's awesome.
And she was cool.
Yeah.
So, but we had a good relationship. We had a lot of laughs. We just do homework together. We just had a real good time.
Do you think?
Like our relationship was like different. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. Do you think? See, and I'll say that. I mean, you know me. You've known me for a little bit. You see me interact at the bar. You see me interact with other people. I'm not a jealous guy, but with my special human, there's a bit of jealousy there. Do you think that it's you as a person, or do you think that the person you're with might spurn some jealousy in you? All right, so wait, I'm going to read this to you. Lauren says, I'm saying, why is your woman out flirting for drinks? I'm going to assume that she's cheating or insecure, or you ain't doing it for her, because I'm the type that's not flirting for drinks because I think that is embarrassing. I'm the one that's buying me and my girl drinks and denying drinks for men. I like Lauren. You should have Lauren on the show. You should have Lauren on the show. Is she new? Is she one of your friends?
Real rap, Lauren, real rap.
Yeah.
I don't think we've been acquainted.
No, so that means you're getting some reach.
Yeah, love. So it can be tacky, I guess, if a woman's going out looking for drinks and stuff like that. But I know a lot of girls that do it, and
I don't like it. I had a couple of girls.
This is Vegas, man. You see a lot worse.
Oh yeah. I had girls when I was single saying, "When are you going to take me out to dinner?" And I was like, I don't really spend dinner on anybody. Like, I'll take you out for coffee, or I'll buy you a drink. But like, I'm not doing dinner until I get to know somebody.
Right.
And that's all they wanted was, I want a meal. That to me is like, makes me feel like a prostitute.
Speaking of, makes me feel like I'm selling it.
Makes me feel like I'm getting sold. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of dinner, I invited a couple girls to come over for some lobster, catfish, and like a potato medley. We went crazy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was busy. I must have been busy that night.
We cooked it like the noon.
Yeah. No, that's thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I got 3 no's and 3 no's and a laugh.
Really?
Yeah. What?
Wow. No, that's really nice that you guys cooked that lobster. I was actually available at noon today.
This is yesterday.
I was available yesterday at noon. Yeah.
No, you wasn't. I called you.
That was today you called me.
And yesterday.
You called me yesterday?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm busy sometimes, but look, that don't mean if you send me a picture of lobster, I'm not going to come get some lobster. You know what I'm saying?
Like if you
didn't tell me what it was. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I had training at the time. I was doing online training, but I could have done that on your Wi-Fi if you disconnected some Xboxes for a second. You know?
Most definitely, yeah. We know we got you, man. We're gonna do it again next time. Off the record, I think we're gonna do what you want to do, like a honey walnut shrimp and something else.
That was a plan. That was definitely a plan.
My girl didn't let me do this the other day. I was driving to the mall because I had to pick up my contacts before the whole mall shut down. The whole mall was closing, and my ophthalmologist is in the mall. My girl didn't let me do it. There was a guy in a truck selling 20 filet mignons for $24. 20 filet mignons for $24.
I might have did that.
Out the truck. Now, in New York, where I'm from, that happens all the time. Mother's Day, I didn't go to a seafood restaurant. I went down to the Parkway. The dude selling out of a truck bought the lobster tails, the shrimp, the filet mignon.
Yeah.
She wouldn't let me buy it. Now, she doesn't eat beef. So that's why one of the reasons I didn't buy it. I'm like, who's going to eat 20 filet mignons? I mean, I could have.
Yeah.
But, you know,
right.
But like, that was a meal. I mean, that was 3 weeks of meals right there for $24.
Yeah.
She didn't let me buy it.
That's tough, man.
Yeah. Talk about moral imagination.
Yeah. You think about all the possibilities you
Yeah.
could have did with 24.
24. I could have called you guys.
What?
Which would have been better than what you do for me.
Which
you would
would have
come
been
over?
better.
Right?
Man, I called you, and guess what you did?
What did I do?
The subscriber you were trying to reach is not in service.
Man, I might have actually picked up the phone and said that.
Man, this guy got many talents, man. 'Cause I was full. He got me. Could no jealousy mean? Yeah. So, could no jealousy mean he or she is secure with themselves and the relationship, or stupid? Great question. I have been called stupid several occasions. So yeah, no. Also, I'm not that secure. I'm secure to an extent. Now, if it's for me, it's for me. If it's not, it's not. Just to be honest with you. If she likes me and she likes everything that I'm about, and she's gonna always be there, and she's gonna come back. And this has nothing to do with what anybody else does, because I'm not focused on what anybody else does. Only thing I'm focused on what I can do and what I'm gonna do. Because what if I'm dating like Rihanna or something? Like,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like, she just has an immense amount of fans, immense amount of people. When you go out with her, guess what's gonna happen? She's gonna get way more attention than you. People are gonna look at you or try to look through you, ignore you, and guess what they're gonna do? They're only gonna talk to her, only focus on her. So you can't sit there, and she can't sit there and look at you the whole time where everyone's looking at her. She has to, talk to the other people, and she's putting together plans and, a lot of other adventures or extravagant things that you guys are going to do that's going to, build her brand even bigger. She can't sit there and just stare at me like that.
Well, there's two different types of interactions that Rihanna's going to have, though, right? So I was engaged to kind of a celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Kind of celebrity. So there's two different types of interactions. One's going to make you jealous. One's not going to make you jealous. Okay. One is treating people like fans. She's treating everybody like a fan. You're good. When she treats a fan similar to the way she treats you, that's a problem. Right? Now she's got to do her best when the doors are closed to help you understand that you're her one and only. Right? That's on her.
Mm-hmm.
She asked to be a celebrity, right? She wanted her musical talent to shine. And because of that, that is her burden. That whomever she dates, she needs to feel like the only person in the room before they enter the room, right? Those are the two types of interactions. Now, if she's done her job, though, now the rest is on you, partner, right? Because if you misinterpret her treating people like fans as her treating people like they treat you, then you got to check yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to understand that she's with you because she's with you, right? Because you got it.
Have you seen the movie? You've seen the movie Hitch.
Hitch, of course.
Yeah. And you remember when they went to the party?
Yeah.
It's probably just like
what
that.
What did he do? Wasn't he doing the...
That was what they...
Q-tip. Right?
Hey, hilarious. I was trying to move out your way.
So now Kristen says, personally, if she's not jealous, she's not invested. How do you feel about that?
I just can't get jealous, man. I literally, it was a Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies, or I bought the girl $20 and stuff, roses, bear, candy, card. And she ended up hitting one of my buddies in the utility closet that same day. I was like, oh damn. Yeah. The next year, my girlfriend at the time, she ended up going to this party and cutting the rug with my best friend in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So and then the way he told me in front of 50 people.
Whew. See, now Kristen and Lauren bring up two very different views.
So I was like, after that, it's tough for me to really be jealous.
But that hurt. Did it not hurt?
Oh yeah.
So that's jealousy. Now Kristen says if she's not jealous, she's not invested. Now on the other side, you got Lauren who says, look, some
more
people
than a couple.
Yes. Lauren just says, I'm not necessarily the jealous type. Some people aren't, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
It depends, because jealousy doesn't measure the investment that I'm gonna put in. It measures the effort, the time, how much I'm trying to put into your your needs, your wants, those things. That's why I'm not worried about what anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
I'm worried about how I make you feel and if I'm coming through in the clutch. Now,
so would you say that the level of jealousy is sparked by the level of your insecurity?
It's you, It might be me. Say that one more time.
The level of your jealousy is measured by the level of your insecurity.
Yeah, that most definitely, or your expectations as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're coming up to we're wrapping up here in a minute. So we was talking about moral imagination, and we kind of went all back into it's all about loyalty, most definitely. Now we was talking about moral imagination. Remember, your moral imagination is pretty much looking at all of the possibilities in a scenario before acting.
Right.
Now you want to be reasonable, logical, and ethical when you're making. Now, if you don't know how to do so, I did want to help you guys out a little bit on just how to bring up a couple levels or a couple exercises you could do to improve your moral imagination. It wouldn't be right if I didn't leave you something to work on, right? I got a little homework. Baby.
Always.
Yeah. So the one thing that you can really do to help you with that is they say do the if and then statement. So like
if then?
If you decide to go to the bar and get some drinks, then you will get hit over the head with that bottle. Depending upon who bought it. So if and then, and you use that on each and every scenario that you do, and you try to do it quickly, because sometimes you got to act in an instant, and that's just what it is. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't get a chance to think about it. But when you do get the chance, really think about those scenarios and how it's going to affect you, how it's going to affect them. And if you always make decisions based on your emotions, remember, jealousy is emotion. Emotions are temporary. So I try not to make any decisions on temporary things. So if I make a decision based upon my jealousy at the moment, it may affect something that I don't care. Like in 2 weeks, 2 months down the line, am I going to care that I was jealous now? Or am I really going to be like, yeah, this is the person I want to be with. I don't care about this. This person makes me that happy and I make them that happy. We're that good together. We enjoy each other's company that much.
Yeah.
This 10 minutes of my jealousy is going to burn through the rest of that. I'm not going to let that. I'm not going to allow that. So that's just, the way I feel. I don't like to make decisions based upon emotions by any means.
Okay. I'm going to give you some homework, and this is a term project.
Yeah.
It's going to be longer homework. I don't think jealousy to a high level is the right thing. But I think the way you're speaking about your previous relationships, it didn't bother me. You just haven't found somebody that's challenged you. See, I think that jealousy, Robbie asked earlier, does the jealousy come from a level of insecurity? Let's not call it insecurity. Let's call it an imbalance. Okay? You should be with someone, in my opinion, who makes you feel a little imbalanced, meaning at any given point you're questioning, am I enough for this? This person is so good. This person is so good, it's going to make you question just a little bit, do I have what this person wants? Now, at the end of the day, when you go to sleep at night, whether it's next to this person or not, you ultimately need to reconcile and say, yes, I am enough for this person. But that level of imbalance where you find somebody who keeps you on your toes, who constantly levels up to the point where you're going, man, she or he or they leveled up so big today, I got to level up too. Right.
My insecurities won't allow me to talk to somebody I don't feel like I can speak with. Like I literally will.
Well, that's a problem.
I will literally.
So on next show,
not talk.
why twice not level up? Because when you level up twice, when you're finding somebody who truly, like, you're scared sometimes to talk to, right? I've had one or two people in my life where I've gone, man, she scares me a little bit. Even friends too. Some of my boys like, man, he scares me a little bit. This guy's at such a high level. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I got to really step my game up. And that's not a negative thing. That's somebody who consistently backs me into that corner where I need to kick my way out of it in a good way, right? Yeah. Who consistently puts me on to my heels. When you find that person, you might once in a while have a little bit of jealousy because you might go, this person's so leveled up, they do have other options. Now, eventually you need to remember, although they have other options, they're not going to exercise those options because I'm not an option. And they're not an option, and we are cohesive. But that's my theory. So that's my homework. That's my term project for you over the next couple of years as we grow together. Oh,
my guy told me, hey, level up. Sheesh. Man, oh, man.
Because what you're doing, see, I've had that 99.9% of the people I've been with, same feeling. You want to go off? You want to do your thing? Cool. You want to come back? Cool. You want to go off, have your fun? Great. I'll be here, right? And you know what that meant? Was I was picking people that were just not on my level, that I knew I could get or not get or have or not have, that I could be with or not be with, and they didn't make a significant difference in my life. For the one or two people in my life where I said, I want you, I need you, like the person I'm with right now, the one person I'm with, I want you, I need you. You are not an option. You are a necessity in my life. You are COVID essential. Okay, right? You right during my rest at home. You are essential. Right?
You ain't getting laid off, baby.
Right? I'm not going to lay you off, right? That is the type of person where I would feel a little bit of jealousy if somebody else was making them laugh a little bit. Now, that's my problem. I got to deal with that problem, and I got to be okay with that problem because she's going to have her own life. But I think a little bit of, hey, that's a pit in my stomach I don't like for a second. It's okay.
Then the way that you kind of explain that also kind of boils down to that person has to see something in you and pull it out of you. Yeah. Pull out better in you.
Absolutely.
Now, I haven't had a woman do that to me to try to make me better.
I mean, you should try men.
try men. Yeah, they call brothers.
That's true.
I haven't had a woman really try to do that for me. Yeah. And most times I believe they look at me and think that, the way I talk, I'm super confident and I like that. And so they want to try and bring me down before they try to build me up. And then they can see that they never can bring me down.
Now you got to take Lauren on a date. You're dating the wrong person.
You got to take Lauren. Lauren's engaged already. She already told us.
Oh, she did? I didn't see that.
Yeah, see, you trying to set me up.
My fault.
But yeah, man, this is thinking twice, man. And we had you thinking today. Now, remember, this was moral imagination. And the moral of the story is make sure you think before you act with your lover, your partner, your friends, your family. Think about everything and everybody that is tied to you and the decisions that you're going to make so that you can make right decisions so that everybody wins. Because when everybody wins, who loses? Hey, remember, if everybody in the world thought twice, it'll be a better place. Love, baby.